So, good evening everyone, and welcome to something new this time. This is Company of Crime, a turn-based tactics game, which I have previously compared to Jagged Alliance or Silent Storm. But since then I have realized that, of course, for modern audiences, the obvious comparison would be to the XCOM remakes, which I have not personally played, so I did not think of them. The specialty of this game is that it's not really a shooting game. This is set in 1960s London, which was not a time or place filled with firearms. So at least at the beginning of the game, your characters commit their crimes or solve crimes using their fists. This game is also interesting in the sense that it has an entirely separate police campaign, where instead of heading a criminal organization, you play as an investigator for the Scotland Yard. I have not played a full game of either, but from what I saw quickly, the police campaign seems to have entirely different mechanics on the strategic level. I imagine that the actual combat encounters themselves will be quite similar. You may have noticed that I have... here we have the music. I did not have the correct window selected. So why is this called Yurugang? I took a few tries to get a lucky seat where each and every one of our starting characters are women, with the idea of having a cute girls doing criminal things concept to this playthrough. I cannot really say that these individuals would be particularly cute. The art style is not going for the characters being particularly cute, and they all have severe smoker voices. But perhaps this slight incongruence will actually make things more funny once we get started. Because I had to run a few seeds by the system, we are not starting from absolute zero. I have already completed the tutorial, in which brother and sister Nate and Ali rob a jewelry store and plan to use their money to build a criminal empire. And Nate and Ali themselves seem to be the player character. I have not seen them after the tutorial level. So all of the characters running around committing crimes are not Nate or Ali. We are currently losing money. We need £120 per month, week. That will come up at some point to pay for our criminals. We have a couple of strategic resources. We have influence, which is relatively low as the game has just started. And for particular parts of town, there are both respect, which will help us gain businesses under our control, as well as fear, which also helps us make inroads in this area. Our first plan is to secure an income. We have 3 different businesses that we might attempt to convince to join our criminal enterprise. Let's begin with a pub, the Deaf Vagabonds, and we will extort them. We get some rewards just for doing it, and we will get some monthly income as well. So we get £100 immediately when we succeed, and £75 per time period for the future. I will play it a little bit safe. We can send up to 3 characters on a job, and it might be a good idea to only use all three of them for each action at the beginning with level 1 characters. This pub owner was not willing to let us extort money. Here we see a bit of a graphics bug on the left. This game has been criticized for both technical issues and being repetitive. The technical issues that I have encountered until now have not been severe, but they are noticeable. The 4 characters that we have all have different character classes. I am going to switch out the smuggler and change her for a torturer, more of a combat class. The classes themselves seem to have fairly little differences between each other anyway. They mostly have different special attacks and abilities. Practically every character will be expected to punch people. We will be going in through the front door. So we need to find a key character who appears to be somewhere around here, and we have to beat that person up.
Okay.
As long as we are within the front, yes, that is the boss. As long as we are within the front of the of this bar, we should not start an altercation.
No need to ask twice.
So we have some freedom of movement at the beginning. They have been alerted. They have. It appears that they are expecting trouble from us. But actually not necessarily. I would like to tie this person up. We can do it from behind. This is not actually tie. We were not successful, so time to punch. If we enter, if we approach this person from the front, he will be able to punch us. So we will actually run around him and punch him to the side. And our final character will approach, but will not yet attack. The punching has begun. I will try to... I have a cooldown on the tying up. I'll try this with the other character. Now, she is holding him down and we will begin to punch him. Both of these characters can now... up. He has been knocked out. Now we have technically won. We have 2 possibilities. We can either escape. No, she's done. Escape through the front or the back. The police have not yet arrived, so we do not have much of a problem here. What we can do, or what I will do, is beat up this employee so that we can escape without him or her, actually, perhaps, accosting us on the way out. So now it is time to run. As I understand it, the police have not been alerted, so we should have absolutely no trouble escaping without being arrested. You might see this heat meter at the top. If you make mess of it, particularly if you start have a gun and start shooting, your heat will go up quickly and the police will be alerted. I think that letting
Last one out, buys the rest.
people around escape will also get your heat up very quickly. I've had an encounter where some of the civilians ran away and the police were alerted. That was most likely the cause, although the game was not quite clear on if that was the case or not. We did not drop any evidence. This is another game mechanic that has been a little bit divisive. Sometimes your characters will accidentally, I think while being punched usually, will drop items that you will have to gather so that the police will have a harder time finding you afterwards. Oh, one of our characters has been wounded. Luckily for us, we have 4 characters, so we can start on our next objective with 3 characters and Miss Miller in reserve. I've leveled up 2 of our 4 characters. And for the first level, everyone has the exact same, everyone has both abilities, but for every subsequent level you have to pick one of them. Here we have a laundry place which increases our money and decreases our heat. Our heat is not high because we did not make a mess of the last job, but actually, was she wounded? Yes, she was wounded. So I will send her off to get healed while we work on this job. I have read some complaints that the evidence mechanic has sometimes kicked in while the characters were already trying to escape the police. And I can understand why it would be particularly annoying in this case. However, I have not seen that yet. So, we shall use the other characters. Miss Miller is already healed, but she did get a level, so we don't actually need her. This is another beat up specific character job. And I think the owner will be in the front rooms. So let's just rush in and start beating people up. The boss is behind the counter. This is not quite ideal for us. I'm not quite sure how we will get over it. If we have to run across, or if we have to go through the back of the building. In any case, I will use a turn to set everything up. And this individual seems to be leaving. This individual seems to be moving towards us. Yes, we can. If someone notices, I am actually going to attack this employee with rabbit and send the other girls in to attack. I don't want this person to make too much noise. Unfortunately, it seems that I have the back room is full of other people. This was not an ideal solution. We are now facing 3 against 2 odds in the back room, which is not good. But hopefully we'll make it. So, just... She has been weakened. And I think that the second punch will take her out. No, unfortunately that was not the case. She still has 4 stamina points, which is what punches take away. Health points, I assume, are decreased by gunfire or by some other kind of lethal weapons. He seems to be running away. This is not what we want. Of course, we do not want our gang members to be punched out either. So, here's the punch kick on this individual. That was actually extremely effective. I am going to punch her and miss. Had I succeeded in punching her, she should have been knocked out. So fortunately the boss took a massive hit from this kick. So let's punch again. He's out. We can now escape. I think as long as this... Oh, here we hit another special mechanic. These zones of control, as I mentioned. Well, he's got away. If you move in front of a character, they get a free attack, which of course is bad when they do it. Good when we do it. She's out as well. And now it is time to run away. I don't think we can catch the one runner. The smuggler is our character. Yes. I imagine she's out of moves then. He is running away, but I'm going to punch him a little bit anyway. I'm not quite sure if this helps us in any way, but it can't harm us. We have not yet, still not left any evidence behind. This is, of course, good for us, bad for showing off the game mechanics. So, I'm giving Rabbit a sprint so that she can run for free every second turn, or third, I think. And here, knee kick will immobilize our opponents, which I imagine would be quite useful for tactics, but how useful actually remains to be seen. We have fulfilled our first objective, securing income. Great, the crew is content and the locals were eager to fund our newly founded enterprise. Don't forget to visit each of them once a month to collect the fruits of our labor. Our lucrative business is surrounded by vultures who want a piece of the pie to have. A piece of the pie we have. Swat them out to gain the respect of the people. With enough respect, we can start claiming the businesses as our own. So we do not quite yet have complete control over these businesses. A message from Nate, our boss. The police have taken special interest in one of our crew members. To remove personal heat, the crew member should visit any tailors, laundry houses or barber shops we own. And, as it happens, we own a laundry house. We've been hearing rumors that a gang called the Piston Club has claimed ownership of several locations in Newham. We should introduce ourselves to them at a restaurant called Bird in a Bush. Our crew is getting well known around Newham. When people respect us enough, they'll know their place, stand down and lay the red carpet to our feet. The respect is most easily gained by protecting our customers from other gangs. And of course, actually, let's how actually do we send our Mojo has heat on her? So the heat is similar to sending someone on a holiday. Perhaps we do not yet have enough control over this laundromat to actually use it. So let's start a fight with the Piston Club. Let's send Hounds and use some time. The mission is now ready to start. We have we can pick three crew members as usual. So we shall use the ones who are not wanted by the police. So we have to beat everyone up. But how we are supposed to accomplish that against the odds is a bit of a question. I think the side door might be the way to go. I think that against enemies that are clustered, such as these two in one room, here two in one room, three in the open areas, I think keeping our own troops bunched up is a good idea as well. Taking care of these two quickly and silently might be the best idea. Whether we can do that is, of course, another question. So we are at the side door. The kitchen has 2 people. The dining area has 3. And where were the other ones? I think maybe in the cool area. That seems like something we can steal, by the way it's glowing. Can't tell for sure. But once again, we have
You don't have to tell me twice.
hopefully some area. Yes, they do not immediately realize that we are
Go in.
their criminal opponents. So, let's take positions. She insults us. It did not work. Up. No, I was wrong. The fighting has begun. They have started the fight. Oh, this was the boss. Our smuggler has been enraged. What kind of an effect that will have, I do not know. But it seems that we will have to defend her. This seems to be a biker-themed gang. Civilians. Beating up the civilians is not necessary. What will be necessary is keeping this lady from attacking some of our members from behind. Let's see if we can... Yes, we can. No, we could not. How unfortunate. And our enraged member is out of control. She will just attack without thinking. Seems that my plan of running around the boss was entirely unsuccessful. So, let's just try to... Try to fight. Just punch. Just punch. And of course, our smuggler is now back under control. We shall kick the boss against this table. It did. It actually did a point of health damage. It seems that our... I'm going to see what happens if I kick this lady into our smuggler. She was not knocked out. That was a success. Now then, time to turn around. Punch this man. Oh. She got thrown. Unfortunate. Time to continue punching. It actually seems that we are quite a lot more powerful than our enemies are. Huh? Let's try hitting him with a bottle. Environmental activities. Unfortunately, we missed. Well, let's try another one. So, now a hit. Just punch. She is almost defeated anyway, so if we can take her... No. We cannot take her out in this turn. Our bouncer is actually doing a fairly bad job. Somewhat unexpectedly perhaps, as she is supposed to be the bronze of this operation. But nobody's perfect, and hopefully she has been able to tank some of the hits in order to actually survive the fight. Some of the more fragile members of the crew might not have. No, there's an air gun. We can now use this air gun to shoot at this rocker. Did she miss? Seems like that. This rocker is making quite an effort to fight us. Consummate professional. We have dealt with him. Now? We dropped some evidence and immediately found it again. This is good for us. Unfortunately, the police have been called, so this means that... This means that we have 3 turns to complete this fight and run away. Otherwise, we will have to deal with the police as well. Fortunately, I think we only have to deal with this rocker lady. And hopefully, we can manage that in 3 turns. Oh no. Oh no. So let's use our torturer. Bind this individual from this side. Oh, no. We entered her zone of control. This was not the way things were supposed to go. Another throw. I think our smuggler is in extremely bad condition by now. Ideally, we would run away with her, but I think we need at least some degree of... Nope, we are done. Now it's time to run away as quickly as we possibly can. The police are here in... I imagine these are different kinds of police or different waves of police. I haven't actually made it to this kind of police yet. Well, in any case, we are now going to make a beeline for the back door. The bobbies are here. This is unfortunate for us, but I think we can actually leave the scene without even being seen. I imagine the police are at the front door, we are at the back door, and everything seems fine.
When I get around to it, jeez.
Razor was not able to exit the area yet, but this turn we should be fine.
Sure thing.
Yeah. Now everyone is able to leave the scene. Come again? Yeah. Everyone should have left the scene. We have to skip turns. No. I don't quite understand why we have not yet won. Perhaps we need to use a specific. Maybe we need to have everyone close to each other. Just no, I don't know.
Last one out.
It seems to me like we should have already won. Perhaps this is a bug. Not the famous ones. We have all the items. Who knows? Maybe we do need to leave through a certain door. It would be, of course, unfortunate, as it appears to me that this area has been marked as an exit quite clearly. There's a copper. Second coppers are already around. Let's see. There is a police individual here. We will have to actually fight.
You don't have to tell me twice.
How come one of us has left the scene? I don't unfortunately quite understand what's happening with the game systems here. No? He attempted to arrest us. There are more policemen arriving.
Sure.
He's going to beat us up. Actually, running past people seems to be an extremely bad idea. I imagine they would be able to attack once per turn, but it appears that they have absolutely no limits. He has knocked out one of our members. This is the strangest JRPG I've ever seen. I have to agree, this would be a very, very bizarre JRPG. It seems that we are getting arrested. Yes, that's a punch. That's a punch. I think we have some kind of autosaves here. I still don't understand what the problem was. Everyone was arrested. Oh no, Hound managed to survive. It seems that the 1 out of 3 has escaped condition was somehow saved. So Hound counted as escaped, whereas Rezo and Rabbit were arrested for 1 month. I'm going to load an autosave. Oh no, it has autosaved at this point. So it appears that we are now stuck with dealing with this problem. Now heat is done, so we have 1 crew member available. One is under heat and 2 are in jail. She's tired, she has heat. We still cannot reduce her heat. Let's just wait. It's unfortunate, but if this session ends with the Yurugang all being arrested for being somehow incompetent criminals who could not escape police, that's fine too. As it stands, we are currently making a profit. Oddly enough, it seems that Hound is still tired. The Piston Club members have been seen robbing at the Duke of York. Can we do something here? Yes, we could attack the Piston Gang. Unfortunately, well, we have two members to send there. Let's see what happens. If that lack of escape was just a bug, then I have to say that the bugs are still, if not game breaking, then at least motivation breaking. So these ones just look stupid, not a problem. But the way the last round went, I probably wouldn't actually want to play this game for tens of hours. So, time to run in. Who are we? This is a civilian, this is an employee. There are 3 people we should beat up. 2 against 3 with our mysteriously physically superior characters should not be a problem. Civilians have been alerted. There's a civilian moving back there, I imagine. There's an employee. Where are the rockers? We want to punch them. No. That is a hostile employee. That's a boss. So they are both neutral and hostile individuals.
No need to ask twice.
In here. Weird. No, she's going to punch us. He is going to throw a bottle at us and succeed. And another one. I thought this doorway would be a choke point that I could... She wants to fight us. I thought that this would be a choke point that we could use to only fight one of them at once. Maybe I should use some of the special attacks. Okay, I'm going to try to wrestle her. Yep, and then Brain, who perhaps should not be the one punching people, is going to take some pot shots at her. The special mechanics are, in my opinion, actually quite successful. They seem to be enriching the punch outs in quite a nice way, but unfortunately I am at least currently quite incensed at that bug from the previous punch out. I think she punched out her boss. Yeah, seems that way. Time to bull rush, because we are fighting for space here. I think Brain might be able to run around her. Yeah, there's a hole. And I will be able to at least attempt to tie her up. I think tie up is a bit of a misnomer for this. It seems that she just takes a hold of her. Another item dropped. Another lady punched. And we are done. If we are now able to leave the scene, I will be happy. Maybe there's some kind of a mechanic with the police that I don't quite understand, that kept us from escaping last time. Honestly, I'm just trying to think of excuses for the game. It was an embarrassing bug, if it indeed was a bug. So, both of them are down for the count, unfortunately. Bandits, and neither of these abilities are ones that I am immediately able to think of a use for. If the unit did not attack, it will hunker down automatically, gaining half cover. Affects only range attacks, we don't have any of those yet. But this might come in handy later. So, we are back at status quo. We need to punch those people, but many of our key members are still locked up for 13 more days. That would be late July. I'm going to just wait them out. Have another shot at this fight. Maybe save in advance, so if there's a dramatic bug like this one. Oh, another encounter at the Duke of York. I think we still only have... I think the high heat means that... I think the high heat or her being wounded might be the reason that she's not able to plan this attack. Fortunately, she'll be healed up before Hound is done asking these people if they want to get punched or not. Of course they do want to get punched. This seems to be a recurring theme with the inhabitants of... everyone is back. So, who has the lowest level? Mojo has the highest level, so let's not take her. Let's take the other girls. And again, the front door entrance was successful last time. I think I'll try the back door this time. Last time the front areas were full of actual civilians. And of course we want to get punching the rockers immediately. That should teach them. This isn't a part of town where you listen to rock. This is a part of town where you listen to, I guess, mod. There is no one... no, there is someone. That's an employee. It seems that this time... This time our opponents are somewhere else. The fighting has started. The boss was in the front. So, I am going to surprise attack this employee. Yeah, she is a hostile employee. Time to punch. Civilian is running away. I don't think we are going to pursue him, I think. If the boss, yes, the boss comes into attack, and this lady comes into attack as well. It seems that the Yurugang is not the only criminal enterprise in Newham, mostly or almost entirely comprised of young women. It seems that crime has become the main amusement for a lot of young ladies in London. I think it's time to just punch. And then hit with the chair. Where did the chair come from? I was under the impression that these mechanics actually make use of the environmental cues, and there doesn't appear to be a chair to hit with. Now then, unfortunately, kicking her away is not very helpful. Let's see if we can toss her. Yes. That was much more useful now. We could kick her. She would be punched out, I think. Whether we want to do that is the question. I want to get Smuggler around to fighting the boss. Having our back to the boss might be a bad idea. The best move might be just to punch the boss. Then let's see what our torturer can do, Rabbit. It's very practical that the characters are called by their jobs on the tactical screen here. But this means that I'll have to actually pay attention to the bottom left to find to use the names of these characters. Let's hit him with a. Okay, let's hit her with a bottle. This used up an environmental item, so maybe they actually do work the way I imagined they would. Moving through his zone of control is a bad idea. So Rabbit will have to run around and try to grab him from behind. And it works. He is not up. The civilian has run in. Rabbit is not able to kick anyone. I wonder if the kick is a special attack of the bouncer class. It seems entirely possible. Let's wrestle again. The boss has been grabbed from behind as well as wrestled recently. Hope he's enjoying that. Another bottle. He shouldn't enjoy that. If he enjoys that, then it will be bad for his health in the long term. Our objective is done. The police are far away. And I am going to actually save. I'm going to make a habit of saving in case we run into some unfortunate bugs in the future. And then a quick hip and a scope. A hip and what actually? I'm not that familiar with British idioms. Hip, hop and a skip, I think is the one I'm looking for. A quick hop and a skip away from the cops. Here we go. 2 have left the scene. 3 have left the scene, and we are successful. Let's go to HQ. Hopefully we now have... no, Hound is fatigued. She is perhaps our most important puncher. So I think we would actually like to have her at the next meeting. Razor was a good one. Rabbit might be the weakest link in an actual punch out. So let's try going in with Smuggler or Brain. I'm going to actually check what kind of stats these girls have. We want Mojo or Rabbit with us on the attack. Intimidation, melee aim is the same. Mojo is better at ranged, but we don't actually have any ranged attacks. The stamina is comparable. Mojo is has a little bit more stamina. The melee aim is... Hound is the one with the clearly the best melee aim, although 71 compared to 79 is not a huge difference. But having her in a punch out is obviously a good idea. Actually, if I hadn't sent her to chat these people up, I would have set her to rest a little bit. We made a bit of a profit here, both from locations and go on. Now, time to pick our crew. Yeah, let's leave Rabbit behind. Mojo is slightly stronger. Hound is fatigued. What kind of an effect that will have, I don't know. Let's take the side entrance again. It technically worked last time. I was a bit mistaken, thinking that we could actually walk up to the bar without ever anyone attacking us. I don't know how those individuals knew that we are hardened career criminals. This seems like a perfectly ordinary group of female friends to me. But if they can tell, then we can just go in. Fists blazing. These two are civilians. We don't care about them. That's the boss. We would like to throw things at him, I think. Brain is the best at throwing, but there aren't any items to throw here. Unfortunate. So? There must be a maximum range to the marking power that she has.
No need to ask twice.
I am going to hunker down. No, hunker down is only for ranged attacks. Oh. Here we have... Again, it appears that many of the attacks have maximum range to them. An unfortunate maximum range. Who's that? I think she had an unusual title of some sort. Giving the British universal hand signal. Some of the possible American watchers may be unaware of this signal. Don't make it around British people or people familiar with that kind of geographic areas. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be more widely used in some European countries. Fairly unused in my own, although. So what do we have? We have the boss, a little girl. We have picked up loot. Yes, so the glowing things are actually money. We do want to be taking them. So let's kick this rocker against the table. He was knocked out. Very good. This is our torturer, Razor. Oddly enough, she doesn't seem like the torturer type. Let's try tying up the boss for the other girls to attack. Here we go. And now, what do we have? Punching 3 to 7. Hitting with a bottle, also 3 to 7. Let's just punch. Why not? She is taking quite nice hits. We might be able to take her out on this turn. Special attack? No. Yes. She's out. Excellent. Oh. How unfriendly of her. So now we are down to 2 against 3. We are winning handsomely. The question is if we can escape. Let's turn the camera a bit. So we can't use it against this rocker for some reason. Perhaps it would enter her zone of control or something if we tried. So who can we kick? We don't want to kick the... yes. We can't actually make it through this hole here for some reason. Maybe because of the civilian. But there is again an air gun. I think Brain was a sharpshooter of some sort. Let's take a shot at him. This was successful, although the stamina damage caused by this airgun was quite low. It's not necessarily a particularly useful move to use. But it's something. Start punching the rocker. Now this is the first time we have seen a piece of evidence appear further away from our characters. And luckily not too far away, and luckily not too late in the game. We will be able to... That's a very bad person. I'm starting to get the idea that this leather jacket clad professional criminal is not actually a nice guy. Unfortunately, slamming some girl heads against counters was not enough to actually defeat us. Razor is not... Now our dropped item has disappeared. This is very mysterious. Perhaps... Who knows? Who knows? There's just no explanation for this. Perhaps beating everyone made it so that we don't have to pick it up. Who knows? There's a tick mark, so I imagine everything is fine. I am using a different... Here we get the money. Yeah, some loot. And I'm using a different escape route than last time. Hopefully this one will actually let us escape. In the likely scenario that indeed was a bug last time. So, here we go. One more turn. I think the cops will be there. Yes, the cops are here.
Back up! The filth is here!
I don't know where they arrived. It would be... there's a policeman. But hopefully... Why are we not able to leave the scene? I'm going to save now. Why indeed? Don't kill any... It's just... incredibly bugged. Until now, everything has just... The missions have ended when I arrived in the ending squares. You know what, I'm just going to have a straight fight with the cops here. Turn around, everyone, and let's have a standoff with the cops. I have to wonder why our zone of control didn't trigger. Mysterious. Is this mission bugged? Am I actually missing something? Nice job missing. That's not the way to punch people. Some of our members are in bad conditions. There we have the zone of control. It seems that if you run past someone, the zone of control kicks off. But if you just run at them, it doesn't. That will be good to remember. Just punch him, kick him. I don't think we have to hit him many times. Someone has to hit him at least once. So, very good. Our turn. Maybe I did actually make a mistake last time. Objective done. There was an escape button. So it appears that once the police are there, you have to press a button to escape. So, unfortunately, this seems to have been my mistake. Now, we have gotten rid of our hot weapon, the air gun. Not a huge loss, as we did find it at the crime scene, and we did not actually make much use of it. I wouldn't have wanted to keep it anyway. So, 2 members are wounded. 2 members have gained a level, whether or not Mojo. Mojo did not throw over a table. That sounds fun. Automatically gain the brace void status when ending your turn while adjacent to an enemy. Brace void, I think, is the one that lets you ignore zones of control. But I'm going to take throw over table, just because I like the idea of Miss Miller throwing other criminals over tables. So Razor can get... I'm going to take increased hit chance and damage. This is a bit prosaic, perhaps, but I'm not a pro player. We have now gained respect in Newham. Money can buy a lot of things, but influence is where the real wealth lies. Think of it as leverage. We'll gain more of it from the various gigs we do, but it will run thin if we need to ask for a lot of favors. whether it's getting someone out of trouble or patching up a few bullet holes without any paperwork. Now we can menace someone. We got a message from the Piston Club. Look, you're new here, so I'm going to let that slide. The matter of fact is that Newham belongs to the Piston Club, and there's no room for you peasants. You had your fun, now run along while you still have your good health. Of course, the Yurugang is not going to keel over for a couple of rockabillys. No resistance. Piston clubbers have been seen in a pub called the Grey Wolf. Should pay them a visit and kick them out. Which we, of course, will do. Sounds like an excellent idea. We can menace. I think menace was the mechanic to turn enemy-owned businesses into neutral businesses.
Last time I was having a cup of tea with her at the palace, she asked if I could play something that would make her feet tap in rhythm, arms raised to the sky.
This is a story mission. Interesting.
I sure can, Your Highness.
Actually, I'm going to take a look at our crew. I think a couple of them... Yep. Actually, a lot of them needs some time of work. There's a drug dealer here. We can buy some bandages and gin. Costs money, unfortunately. How much money? Not very much. I'm going to buy 3 bottles of gin. So this misadventure of actually quite non-criminal looking young women can get even funnier with them getting wasted while fighting. It seems that Razor looks the most like a criminal, in my opinion. She still has that long straight hair, 70s look, or perhaps 60s look in this case, but this weird sleeveless miniskirt and I think leather pants seems weird. Rabbit, on the other hand, is dressed fairly conservatively, apart from the fact that she appears to be wearing no pants, but a turtleneck and a wool overcoat are not the most criminal clothes. Neither is this. And this seems like a pencil skirt and a wool blazer. So Mojo, our brain, is perhaps the least criminal looking. However, she has a penchant for punching people while smoking, so not quite as more as you might think. And this emo haircut is perhaps the least intimidating of these, especially combined with these hipster glasses. Aun just looks like a hipster. Is she actually a time traveler from 50 years in the future? Who knows? But she likes to punch people. That's the most important part. We have to actually take action. Here, the deaf vagabond. I think, yeah. Let's send a rabbit. Razor will be available for the next assignment.
Radio Clementine on 199, broadcasting from the North Sea, 7 days a week, from 6 to 6.
You're listening to Radio Clementine.
And we cannot act. It seems this time we have had each character glitch out of their hair. I don't know if it would be more fun to interpret this as avant-garde haircuts for everyone, or what? I have no idea. Rabbit is locked, I imagine, because she was the one to instigate this fight, and Razor is locked because she is getting healed. So, time to go. Let's go in through the back door. I imagine if they are hostile gang members, they are not going to be having drinks. They're going to be in the back room punching people. Of course, whether or not this is the case remains to be seen. Here's an employee. I think she is one of our employees. Can someone actually enter the building on their first move? No. We have to send someone in to scope things out. There are some employees. Are these neutrals or enemies? Employee. I don't know. Order. This guy looks like a rocker, so I imagine he's an enemy.
Got it covered.
The employers have noticed us. Is this lady going to attack us? I hope not. This guy... Is he an enemy? Are all of these individuals here enemies? I don't know. I'm going to move into a different position. Take a look around. Maybe I can actually find some clear enemies. Maybe not. Yes. This is an actual enemy. Ah. That guy was an enemy as well.
Sure, whatever.
Seems that being somewhat cautious was a bad idea. No, this lady was an enemy as well. Everyone was an enemy. Well, that's a very 60s leather boots, no pants, and as I think an extremely long turtleneck that she's sporting. Very criminal. Makes her appear extremely threatening. Will she hit the door? I don't know. What could I do? Maybe just kick this guy away. Then we can make a tactical move. Ah, she was still in control, unfortunately. Rabbit is a smuggler and as such not a great fighter. Having her face the boss alone seems like a bit of a bad idea. I'm going to brace for it. That's one move, I think. Yes, and then I can run away with the next move. We are up against a bit of an... we're a bit outnumbered here. What exactly to do other than just punch and kick everyone? Let's see what happens if we kick this waitress into our colleague. Our colleague took a hit as well. That's good to know. Of course, not the desired result. Let's see if we can... Yes, we can take this guy out. Now time to consolidate. She is no longer hunkered down. I am going to kick the boss. She has a free sprint move, but the zones of control mean that we can't actually make practical use of it. So let's try to get the other girls around here. She is unfortunately taking a beating here.
Okay.
try switching places with the bull rush. I guess just punch him. Just punch. When in doubt, just punch. Any young ladies in the audience, please do not take this as an endorsement of just punch as a general topic, as a general tip on life in general. The Yurugang are villains. You should not imitate them. You should not just punch when faced with a situation where you do not know what to do. You should in fact think. But unfortunately, the Yurugang does not consist of individuals who are very good at thinking. Except for Brain, of course. So we seem to have dropped items again. Fortunately, exactly where we were, so this was not a problem. Do we have anything to steal? I think the loot glows, so it should be relatively easy to identify. Of course, this is our own place of business, so just for that reason, there might not be anything to steal. If we were to steal anything, I would interpret it as stealing from ourselves, which is of course also something that I advise against. Any viewers in the audience, please do not steal from yourself. That is useless. It will not lead to any gain on your part. So now let's use the escape move, not a bug, a move. And the cops are not able to catch us. Getting a bit high on the heat, though. Now that I have managed to beat up some of the criminals, we might be able to... I think we actually need to improve our control of our own businesses in order to make use of the heat reduction mechanics. Dodge bullets. First Overwatch shot will automatically miss. As I have not entered a late game, I don't know how useful the bullet dodging mechanics are, so I will just keep on taking melee rates. Flush out, force enemy to flee cover, or suppression, pin an enemy down. Suppressive fire seems like a good idea. It seems that Mojo, as the brain, is a little bit geared for range attacks, of which we are currently not really capable. Everyone is tired. Let's see if anyone stops being tired in the next 4 days. Once we get Razor, I think we have to actually do something. Hound is fully rested. This is a story mission. I'm going to go beat some people up at the laundromat. Come again. Reduces 2 heat per day. So the actual way to reduce heat seems to be just waiting around, not fighting, not going out to punch everyone every day. It is, yes, it is ticking down. We are making a loss here. Let's actually go and menace these individuals. We'd like to gain this business as our own. Let's have Razor do the threatening. She's sitting down in the cruise screen, so I can't really tell what she's wearing. Let's take a closer look once we get to the next combat section. The Rockabillys are at the Death Vagabond again. Actually, you know, let's go beat them up. Oh, no, this is also an activity that we have to plan it in advance. Well, we are going to go menace some people with all the available girls. Rabbit seems to have managed not to glitch out of her hair this time. Good job, Rabbit. What's up with her? She is on assignment. Yeah, she's on assignment here. The side door has been... Actually, let's try the back door this time. The side door has been a successful entrance, but let's have a bit of variety. This game has been accused of being extremely repetitive, but even if that is the case, I should not join in on being repetitive. There is certainly someone in the kitchen, I think. Let's take a look. No, there they are. There's a rocker in here. I will be able to just attack him. Just punch. Just punch. And just punch. I think taking cover here will be the best idea for the Rabbit. She can throw something at the boss. Just let's go. Why not? Oh, hello Caleb Horse, and welcome to you and all the other raiders as well. This is Company of Crime, a turn-based strategy game. Now, let me correct myself. Tactics game. Oh hey, I know this game. It's a Prohibition-era XCOM-esque game, right? It is a 60s XCOM-esque game. Of course, we are not fighting aliens. We are fighting rockabillys. This game actually has two game modes. You can either play as a criminal gang. I am playing as a criminal gang. So, my gang, which does not actually have a name that you can pick. I think it's called something canonically, but I call my little troop the Yurugang, as it is composed entirely of young ladies. We are currently trying to menace this bar, which is a hangout of this rocker gang. I have now thrown 2 full glasses of whiskey at this biker girl, and I will actually continue to throw glasses at her. Just throwing glasses at everyone seems to be a surprisingly effective strategy. Let's see if she cannot throw anything. I'm not an expert at this game, so I'm not quite clear on exactly which mechanics are unique to the environment and which are unique to the characters. So the fact that our smuggler can keep throwing these glasses... Actually, I think our smuggler just threw everything that was on this table. You see, some of these special moves actually use up environmental items. Unfortunately, it seems that this system is a little bit bugged. Well, the leather boss has been knocked out. We now have 2 more enemies to knock out. This attack is going extremely well. I'm going to move a little bit again. Getting back to the story of this game. The other game mode is playing as the police, which I have tried only for a short while, so I don't know how large the mechanical differences actually are. There is an overworld map to this game, but exactly how how large the differences are is as of yet unknown to me. You were playing the Yu-Gi-Oh game the last time I saw. Did you move to see near this time, or I think recently you've been playing 2 games and watching an episode of the show. I imagine this was the program for today as well.
You don't have to tell me twice.
No? Throw over table. Let's make use of our new ability.
Sit the fuck.
It seems to just be a throw. Goes in a different slot than the normal throw or heave to side. So it has a different cooldown. That is good to know.
Go in.
Exactly, I try to play something slower at first, then go into a faster paced game and then wind down with our Shanks show. That seems like it might be a good strategy. I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, so I usually listen in if or just tune out for the card game. But the old Shanks show is my favorite part. It never feels like 20 minutes. There's just something magical about that weird mix of effort in bizarre places. You have this expectation that this cash grab production would just be trash from start to finish. And I mean, it's not good, but there's something about it.
I'm on it.
I haven't really experimented with that kind of streaming strategies. I just usually have the same activity for the entire day. And actually, I haven't been playing very many games recently, so thinking up this kind of strategy might be beyond my gaming abilities at the moment. Now we have... everyone is either tired or wounded. I wonder who wounded Rabbit. Maybe that rocker who attacked from behind. Who gets wounded and who doesn't seems to be a bit bizarre. So, as we managed this area, we now, for those new here, this restaurant was an enemy restaurant at the beginning of the last turn. We had a menace activity there, so we went in and punched some people. When in doubt, just punch. And now it is a neutral location, so we could now go in and extort the people there, and then they would have to pay us money. And I think nobody is on an assignment. I had I think we have to beat some rockers up at the Death Vagabond. Before the last adventure, we got a notification that the enemy gang had been beating up people at our bar. Of course, we can't allow that. So, assuming that this situation has not refreshed as a result of beating on the same gang at the restaurant, we are going to try to make sure we get everyone. It was... I would like to use all the level 3 girls, but I used Mojo, I think, to start this fight. So, she's locked in. We can go in through the front or the back. I think this is our third time fighting through this area. In one case, the enemies were in the back. In one case, they were in the front. Who knows? I'm just going in. We have 2 moves per turn. the orange and blue squares. Ah, that is the boss. I think moving that far left was a mistake. The fighting will probably start quite soon. I can't imagine him not noticing us. No, no. He did not notice us. The waitress noticed us. Unfortunately, I haven't found a zoom function. I can't tell if this this girl is a rocker or one of the, or just a normal person. I am going to grapple with the boss. We were able to grapple him. Very good. And now, unfortunately, he is far enough away in the corner that we cannot actually attack him on this turn. Let's see, I think Bull Rush is a move that we can use on the diagonal. No, no, it is not something that we can use in this position. So I'm just going to jump over this table. Getting back to chatting. It's clearly a Power Rangers knockoff with characters that would be horrible role models and writing that children wouldn't understand. True. It's probably this kind of weird dissonance between the obvious target demographic and how it was actually made that makes it so funny. Meanwhile, at the Yurugang headquarters, we are engaged in just punching. A knuckle buster. I imagine this is similar to a knuckle duster. Ah, he also has an air gun. I don't think we want that. And yes, this is a knuckle duster as I know it. It does more damage than just punching, but it will probably be a hot item that we would have to get rid of if we were to actually use it against the enemies. So let's save it for a difficult situation. 2 out of 4 eliminate all enemies. They have to be in the back room somewhere. Would you say that this kind of game scratches the same itch as XCOM? Possibly. I haven't actually played the XCOM remakes. When I last played XCOMs, they were still called UFO, which also places me on a certain continent. Of course, my accent and streaming times also place me on a certain continent. I think that the punch mechanics give this game a little bit of a different vibe than at least my idea of the modern XCOM games is. If you like, actually, this game has a reputation of being very repetitive and buggy. Neither of these have disturbed me until now. I thought I was hitting a bad bug, but the thing is that I was actually just messing up myself. If some of you get this game, please remember that when you there's an item we've dropped. Unfortunate. This is another common complaint. We drop items on our path without noticing it, and then have to go back look for them. This is very unpopular with the players. I think that the punching mechanics probably give a bit of a different vibe to the game than XCOM has. I bought this for 50% off for 15 euros, and for that price I have to say I am satisfied. I am having fun. The melee fighting mechanics have kept me engaged until now, and this narrative fiction of having a gang of extremely aggressive weird girls also amuses me. Arsenic Cataracts, does this game only have melee combat? No, this game also has ranged combat. You might have noticed that we could have picked up an air rifle, which we did not. The air rifle is almost useless, it does barely any damage. I think you're better off throwing glasses or something else you find in the game area. But there is a shooting mechanic. There are some perks that the characters can get while leveling up that give them an advantage in gunfight situations. I haven't really been to any yet. This might be a late game feature, or it might just stay rare until the end of the game. It seems to fit the theme. 1960s London was, to my understanding, not a place with a lot of gunfights. It seems that the knuckle buster that we picked up during this fight was thrown away, even though we did not use it. So stolen weapons can only be used during that encounter. Good to know. Another throw. Headbang. But I like the throws. I'm going to take a throw. I'm just going to turn Hound, our hipster-looking young lady, into a thrower. A whole damn wrestler. We are losing money again. I think I'm going to take over the restaurant that we fought at last time in order to get some money. There is a Gasm. I'm not quite sure what this refers to. Perhaps Hound as an emo-haired hipster with glasses who just punches. If this was an important message to convey, please do elaborate. In the meanwhile, we are going to, once again, just punch. Let's not take Hound, let's take Rabbit and Razor, who you might notice have slightly lower levels. Mojo is on the top level and seems likely to level up relatively quickly. We have entered this place twice through the side door, once through the back, but I think the front door is not a good idea. I'm going to have a redo of the back door. For those who arrived late, it is not actually a coincidence that all of the members of the Yurugang are women. This is exactly the way that, as I planned it, I actually had to go through a couple of random seeds to get a situation where every participant is a young lady.
Shake a leg.
This is
Got it covered.
for amusement purposes. I thought that the idea of having a sort of cute girls doing cute things concept with gangsters would be fun. And at least I have been mildly amused by this conceit. It seems that the boss has left our range. Now we can once again throw some glasses at him. Although, he took an awful lot of health damage. This game has a double health point system where you can either drain the health points, the red ones, or the stamina points, the blue ones, to defeat someone. I don't know what kind of an effect it will have if we actually manage to take someone down with health damage. As we have a heat mechanic in this game, it might well be that actually injuring someone will increase our heat and perhaps make the police arrive quicker. Perhaps I haven't seen a police raid mechanic yet, but that seems like it would make sense. In any case, I imagine that we would like to keep the amount of injuring people to a minimum. So, Mojo can kick. There are 4 character classes in this game. We have one of each. Mojo is the brain. She appears to be meant for ranged combat, of which we have fairly little. Let's have her kick. That was quite a good kick. And then let's have a punch. That was a good punch. Rabbit is a smuggler. What exactly she's supposed to do is not yet quite clear to me. She seems to have some stealth mechanics to her. So perhaps she's just a stealth character. Razor, this long-haired lady with weird clothes and very muscular upper arms, has a lot of special attacks. And Hound, our punching hipster, just punches hard. And as this was not an actual fight against a rival gang, just beating up the owner was plenty enough. Of course, I think that we actually do want to beat up this waitress as well.
Oi, I've got something here.
And steal some money, of course. When in doubt, steal money. Or actually, I would say when in doubt, just punch and always steal money. This seems like the criminal ethos.
I'm on it.
Do I want to run out or do I want to fight my way out? I think I want to fight my way out. Just for fun. You know. This is a sort of just punch club, after all. The game doesn't appear to have a mechanic for clothing your characters. Our mortal enemies, the rockabillys, have a distinct visual style to them. Our characters unfortunately don't. At most, they seem to have a not criminal style to them. Like Well, Razor here looks like a weirdo. I think she's probably the most criminal looking of the bunch. She has like she's dressed for an evening at the discotheque with this kind of sleeveless leather knee-high dress and leather boots. Weird, but perhaps a bit more normal in the 60s. We can see that she is quite muscular, so in that sense she's clearly an imposing figure. But Mojo here, for example, doesn't seem very dangerous. She looks like an office lady, to be honest. An office lady who likes to punch people while smoking. A different kind of office lady. Mojo did not level up, so I think we now have everyone at level 4. Do I find that attractive? Office ladies smoking and punching? I don't think so, at least not as a potential partner for myself. I find it amusing, the idea of an office lady going to punch people and steal their money after work is very funny. So Rabbit could either carry more things or be an absolute drunkard. I'm going to take absolute drunkard just for fun. Honestly, I'm making my decisions here based more on what would make this this scenario more amusing. It's high school all over again. Did your high school involve girls going out after school to punch people, steal their money? Mine didn't, but I mean, I went to an elite high school, so the experience might have been a little bit different. But now we are well in the money. We cannot take Rabbit to this story mission in any case, so we will send her to have a bit of a holiday, and the other ones are going on this story mission. A lively public house where patrons come to party offers live music every Saturday. However, the discreet courtyard leading to the Wolf often attracts drunken brawls. And this brawl may or may not be drunk. I want to say I hope so, but no, it doesn't happen. So I interpret that this was then a so-called joke. There's a robbery. Piston Club members are hitting us at the wash house. We don't have time to check into that before the story mission, so let's go. An example of the most common bug I have run into. So we have the characters phasing out of their hairs and glasses. It seems that there are different poses that the characters could take in this screen, but somehow not all of the components of these characters are locked into one pose, so part of them can go into one and the others into another. So let's go. We can only go in through the front door, so that's exactly what we will do. I imagine this pinstripes guy is the one we want to punch. Oh, no. This is Nate Clearwater. He is, I think, our player character. Nate and Ali are two siblings that rob a jewelry store in the tutorial mission. And as I understand it, the player character is Nate and Ali. The two of them are usually not present in the actual combat encounters. Looks like you fellows took a wrong turn somewhere. This here pub belongs to the Piston Club. Piss off or we'll kick you out. I got this, boss. I brought a little something along just for the occasion. Ah, we have a gun.
We've got a corpse here.
So this is
Copper's on the way.
this is kind of a tutorial mission. You daft fuck. You do not start shooting people unless I've explicitly said so, says Nate. Neither Rosa and the district will be called in. That's not exactly the situation we want to conduct our business in, isn't it? Sorry, boss. Won't happen again, I swear. We're done here. Get your sorry ass up and hold the fuck away out of here before the coppers show up. Ah, So where are the other characters? It seems like we have found ourselves in a fighting retreat. Fortunately, two of our characters are outside, so they can just engage, just punch. May trigger zone of control. All of them may trigger zone of control. Let's just take a beeline and punch. Just punch. You have to be a bit careful with the attack prompts here. If you aren't careful, you might get into a situation like this one where you are trying to just punch again, but because of the geometry of the situation, you actually move to an adjacent square before punching. It was technically not what I wanted.
Last one out buys the round.
Leave the scene and Nate must survive. We don't actually... Oh, it seems like the boss is quite dead. How unfortunate. It seems Nate will survive without any trouble. We're probably going to beat up this rocker without... This dialogue has too many Britishisms, and it is available to be read for too short a while for me to actually understand any of it. That was some kind of an insult, I understand. Oh, no. She has a gun. I think she still has her gun. Let's take a shot at this guy. Yep. That was a good hit. No. Just punch. Honestly, I think Hound's weird hipster look makes her downright obsession with punching people even funnier. Oh no. They are coming out in force. Let's see if Brain can manage to escape. Okay, brace for it and she should be able to. However, I don't think she will be able to escape on this move, so we might have to fight. Nope, we got away. We have lost the Webley, so now we again have no guns. Nate is already at max XP, so and also level 8. So Nate and Ali are only available as special characters, clearly. Message from the Rockabillys. So that's how you want to play this then. And then start sleeping with a gun under your pillow. Coerce ownership assignment. So this is where we can actually start owning things. Our recent accident has aroused some unwanted attention, both from the cops and the Piston Club. It would be wise to acquire some weapons from the black market. Just don't go all trigger happy. It's more trouble than it's worth. Own Newham. With our current status, we can start persuading the locals to give up their businesses. For those individuals who don't want to join our company, other arrangements can still be made. Time is money, and a large portion of our time goes to collecting said money. We need a change of strategy. Instead of them fearing the time we come knocking on their door each month, make them fear the knock itself. If we are feared enough, the money for our services will come in without us asking for it. So, our fear in Newham is full, our respect is not. Here is the black market. We can buy some guns. As you can see, the air gun is relatively useless. The Webley is extremely useful, but it costs £80, that's quite a lot. And if we use it, we lose it. Oh, I'll have one. Maybe we can use it for some kind of emergency situation. And let's have one hammer as well. That's £100. I think we can spare that. Razor seems the most likely to shoot people, so let's send her there. So then we'd like to coerce ownership. It seems that we can coerce ownership almost anywhere. Here we can bribe a journalist. We can gain influence and reduce heat via specific assignments once we bribe a journalist. So let's do it. Mojo as the smart one might be the best one for this activity.
I want you to play a game. For the next song,
And then let's try coercing ownership. It costs money,
that was a trick question
increases respect.
for a song never heard before.
Let's just try. If it doesn't work, then we can just go in with 2 people and start punching.
Wild world.
It seems to work.
Tell people you heard it for the first time played by Duke X on Radio Clementine.
It did not work. The pub owner does not want to sell, so we will punch. We will pay in punches. On assignment. I wonder, Razor is buying things. We don't particularly need those things. So if using her while she is on this assignment has some kind of a negative effect, we will learn it now. Let's go in through the front door again. Have to punch everyone, not kill anyone, and then get away before the cops arrive. Or before the cops nick us. Doesn't seem that difficult. We just have to find someone. There's the boss.
Sure, whatever.
Right. We go into position. Not vault over the deck, over the table. And the boss is most likely to... Oh no, no. The boss has moved away from us. So let us actually... these are civilians, so they don't immediately attack us. I keep forgetting these social mechanics. That was a miss. That was a punch. This is going to be some more punches. And if once we get this lady out of the way, we can prepare for another attack on the boss. I imagine at this point he is going to make a move on us. Yes, there he is. Oh,
Please come in.
seems like the boss was a bit smarter than I expected. He's taking full advantage of the positioning here. So, let's wrestle him from behind. Then the other girls can punch. Or, let's see. Oh no. Hitting with a chair does less damage than punching, so we'll punch. It's a bit unfortunate. If I were... It would be more fun for me if the special attacks were always more useful than punching. Even if I do keep saying just punch, I think beating them with objects is more fun than just punching.
Last one out, buys around.
Yep. There is someone here. No, rabbit is stuck. Let's see if... No, nobody can move. Here's another lady. Oh, let us kick her. Kicking is extremely useful, and after kicking we can in fact grapple her. And then come in with another girl. We can't attack from behind while she's being grappled. Unfortunate. Up. She's down.
Sure thing.
We have one more enemy here. Let's have a bull rush. The stamina damage from the bull rush is underwhelming. I think that was 1 point. Up. The police are here. We have to hurry up. What can we use here? Throw into a wall. Seems like a good one.
And stay down.
Ah, she is done. Now it's just a matter of running away. Bravely or otherwise. Ah, yes, we can use this door. Everything is fine. We are going to make it.
Got it covered.
Ah. We would like to steal an item. Where is the item? Ah. Unfortunate. Well. Tough luck. Fortunately for us, the cops are a bit further away as well.
What's that?
I think that was money. I hope so. Yes. Now we are able to leave the scene. And here we go. Everyone is out of danger. We can now begin to escape. Hopefully this policeman is not close enough. Hound will be able to escape as well. Ah, it was evidence. So this was the case of that complaint that some players have, where a dropped item appears late in the heist. I can imagine it being quite an annoyance if it happens at an extremely critical point. Fortunately for us, this was not a critical point. The Deaf Vagabond is now not only ours, does not only work for us as a blackmailee, but we are now co-owners of this very legitimate business. We need to start paying attention to our revenue streams. It's important to keep track of our monthly income and expenses, as well as the services we have at our disposal. Newham is now ours. Our heat is getting quite high. I see you two are not backing down. I think it's time to negotiate some boundaries between us. Come meet us at our clubhouse, the Blind Busker. I'm sure we can reach an agreement and end these hostilities. The Piston Club has grown tired of fighting us, and instead they want to strike a treaty and set some borderlines between us. They've invited us to their clubhouse, the Blind Busker. An armistice would be beneficial for both of us. And we should definitely pay them a visit. However, if things go south, be ready for a fight. I imagine this is entirely a trap, and that there is no possibility of a peaceful resolution, to be honest. We've successfully surveilled the location enough to know all the entrances and assess the risks involved. The operation to acquire items was not broken, so I think that using Razor on this mission did not damage the mission, and probably would only do so if she had been knocked out or captured during this assignment. We have our items. Actually, our pro limit has increased, so we can now recruit a new individual. We had quite the luck. Only the fox is a male individual. All the other possibilities are more girls. Shadow and Slingshot are almost identical. They have the same hairstyle, different stripes to their shirts. We have two fighters, one with a kind of a mix between a bowl cut and a bob cut, and one with some kind of pixie cut, I think. And two brainsies again. This time someone in pinstripes and someone without sunglasses. I think another puncher would be someone we need, so I'll take Devil.
I'm on it.
It seems that the broad strokes of their clothes will remain the same, so both Devil and Hound have a rolled up shirt. However, Hound has a waistcoat with a checker pattern. Both of them have some kind of slacks. Now the items are actually what I wanted to think about. We have some weapons. How exactly we use them is not yet clear to me. But not a massive problem. Let's wait a day until Mojo finishes bribing this journalist. Ah. He was actually bribed without starting a fight. Let's try doing it again. Have a house journalist for ourselves, and then a barber. Let's try to take the barber shop for ourselves. This mission will be one where we just... unfortunate. We have to send someone here. But that will take time. Let's see how this shakes out. I think we can probably trace some individuals from the ownership coercion before going to beat our neighbors. I'm going to take Devil. So we have one brain and two muscles. This is a new location. Let's go through the front door. And this is another civilian mission. So we can actually move through the front parts of this building without starting the fight. That is very good. That seems to be the owner. Yes. We are allowed to be here. So he should not make a fuss, even if we approach him while suspiciously making these kinds of boxing poses. As, I think that's Devil there. No, that was Hound. He seems to be ready for some funny business, unfortunately. Well, let's get started. Just punch. And then... No, can't bull rush. Well, good enough. Let's just punch. With his back against the wall, the boss is in a good position. I am actually going to move Devil, throw here, to flank him a little bit. Let's see if she manages to wrestle him. Yes, excellent. This is a better situation to punch him from. Please do not miss. I wonder what the brain appears to have a special trait that she stops fighting in some situations. But what exactly makes her get scared has not become quite clear to me. And we cannot punch him. It's weird. The positional mechanics are not yet quite clear to me. But what I do know is that Mojo can take a look in the back room. There doesn't appear to be... Oh no, there is someone here. Just punch. You know, for a scaredy cat, Mojo is extremely good at punching people. This is a very Moe character-like trait, I have to say. Time to grapple. And punch. No, no. Where's she going? You really have to be careful with these positions. She spun in place and punched. I would recommend not spinning in place before punching for any viewers who intend to be involved in some fistfights. Of course, I suggest not being involved in fistfights. That is generally not a particularly good idea. Time to steal an item. Well, actually, it seems like we don't actually even have to escape. No, no, we do. Fortunately, we are already almost away. And we are done once again. The Yurugang has become the owners of the Duke of York. Ah, hello, Big Pig, D20. It sure looks like Shadowrun returns. This is another game that I am aware of but have not played myself. Certainly the sci-fi fantasy aspect is entirely missing. This is a historical adventure. I can imagine that Shadowrun probably is about criminals as well. I think the Shadowrun role-playing game generally concerns itself with some kind of organized crime or private entities or states that are functionally not differentiable from organized crime. We could auto-solve this. We don't want to. I wonder why we have a different window now than before. Maybe because we cleared Newham? Who knows? Let us not I don't want to auto-resolve. Why would we? Why? Why would we? I want to play this. Did I misclick something? Is it my fault that it's auto-resolving? Let's check when the last autosave was. I think earlier this turn. Yeah, 2 minutes ago. Seems fine. Yes. 2 days until we get to beat someone up. Why does it want to auto-resolve? I don't want to auto-resolve this. Well, let's do it. I can't find a way not to do it. Failure. Very unfortunate. I imagine that if I had done the beating up myself, it would have not been a failure. What does our crew look like? A bit fatigued. I think we'll wait a few days before going to Tower Hamlets. I'm sure this is going to be a punch out. Okay, we now have Razor fully rested. Let's go to the meeting. Oh, takes a while. Piston Club members have been robbing at the Grey Wolf. So, they would like to beat them up, but somehow the game did not allow me to go and fight. Ah, Fifth Channel. It's a pretty cool game. Shadowrun? Or I imagine Shadowrun since it was last commented upon. So is it, I know that there was a Super Nintendo Shadowrun game that I also never played, which was, I think, quite popular with the people who did play it. Is the Shadowrun Returns a sequel to that? Or maybe some other older Shadowrun game? I think Rabbit is the one no. I would like to take Razor, but she is not available. So, it's the usual suspects. Ah, hello Robert Brown. And the SNES game, there was, and the tabletop RPG, of course. I think I alluded to at some point. Another tabletop RPG that I have not played either. So I'm vaguely aware of a number of Shadowrun related games, but I have not played any of them myself. Actually, my experience playing tabletop RPGs is extremely limited. I think I've played the first edition of Dungeons and Dragons. it was a copy, perhaps an unlicensed copy, that I have only in retrospect realized appears to have been a one-to-one copy of the first edition of Dungeons and Dragons. Other than that, quite little. I think second AD&D, maybe as well. But I was never a huge tabletop RPG player. You called for us, we're here. I hope you have something to offer that's worth the trip. You two knuckleheads have caused quite a bit of trouble in Newham. Frankly, we won't have any of it. How about you call your men off from our establishments and crawl back to the shithole you came from? In return, we'll let you walk out of here in one piece and call it even. We are, of course, not going to accept this. The question is if we want to make a counter offer or insult. I think an insult would lead to physical confrontation. It seems the counter offer is an insult as well, so let's take that one. A tad rude, no? How about instead you hop on your scooters and piss the fuck off? Do that, and we'll call it even. So that's how it's going to be then, huh? Fuck 'em up, boys. Oh, goody. This is going to be fun. Where are our characters? Nate and Ali are here. All the other girls are outside. So, time to rush inside and just punch. Just punch. You see, I was accidentally on this square with my cursor. And I have to make sure that my cursor is where I am standing, so that my character doesn't run around this rocker girl and get punched 3 times on the way. A bit of an unfortunate mechanic. I think this could be done in a bit of a better way. Seems that the main boss of the Piston Club is a guy. This is unfortunate. I liked the dynamic of the Yurugang beating up biker girls. Not kick, eye gouge. Nate has a lot of moves. He's top level. Let's see if we can not kick him. Yep, it worked. The boss has a huge amount of stamina to him. Let's see if I can throw something from here. Yep. But unfortunately only at that person. So, let's do it anyway. Just for fun. 6 people. There's another one. One is out. The boss is disoriented. We know of 2 more. So there are 2 further criminals whose location we do not know. Let's try to keep together a bit. They sure do like their taunts. Taking a number 5. Fairy. I don't know. Is that an actual Britishism or is it a joke? It's sometimes difficult to tell. Time to wrestle. And then punch. She's out. We are now 2 enemies down, 4 to go. Who can we throw at? The boss. Good. And another one. missed. We can immobilize this guy. The question is, now he was able to punch us. The question is how long the immobilization lasts. If it's only one turn, it's not very useful. Hopefully it's a bit longer. Headbang. Bull rush. No? Can't use that one. Do double damage. I think if we can hit the Piston Club boss with the Haymaker, it has a nice chance of taking him out, but we do miss. Then it's time to kick at this girl. It will hit both of these. Oh. Unfriendly. This Bobcat biker girl seems like a Fallout character to me. She's got that aesthetic. So, time for Ali to take her chance, kicking in the nuts. Maybe she can land a Haymaker. Yes, that's a good hit. Maybe she can take this guy out. No, unfortunately not. She seems to be... Oh yes, she's disoriented from being banged against the wall. This guy's out. 3 more to go. I think the boss is about to get knocked out. So we have the Fallout girl and this other guy here. Oh. Unfortunate. But we can still flank him. That's downright disrespectful. Calling these girls unattractive. Just punch. Okay. He's down. This guy is surrounded. He's likely to go down quite quickly as well. And Devil. Ah, the new character. I didn't realize she came along, but I have to say I'm happily surprised. Giving her some extra experience is a good idea. So this negotiation with our fists went well.
The Piston Clubbers thought they could pull a fast one on us. But in the end, they were left running like hounds with tails between their legs. Our operations have expanded so much that we need a more suitable HQ than our old gaff on Barking Road. I had a bit of a chat with the owner of the Blind Busker. He was kind enough to sell the place for us, for a hefty retirement fee. We need to plan our next steps with care. South side of the river is run by the Vtuber, a pucker Italian mob, with suits and all. Harringay up north belongs to the Yardies, the Caribbean immigrants. They're not that territorial, but we shouldn't underestimate their numbers.
So we have reached a stage. I think let's take the Haymaker. We already have a bruiser with Bull Rush. That when you take younger characters on dangerous heists like this, they are capped at 1 level and do not get the rest of their XP. It's unfortunate. We now have new headquarters. And we have reached a stopping point. So I think it is... our crew limit has increased a lot. So at the beginning of next stream we will do some recruiting. A message from the Yardi posse. I imagine I shouldn't try to do an accent here since I don't know. I can't do a good Caribbean accent. I don't know what Wagwan means either. They call me the governor. We heard that you're the new chiefs in Tower Hamlets. I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. If you let our pushers sell on the streets, we won't stop you from taking the whole district. We hope you will be more understanding than your predecessors. Seems unlikely. We've moved our operations to new headquarters. From now on, we'll be running our business from the blind busker. Coerce Tower Hamlets as your own. The Yardis have agreed to not intervene so as long as we let their pushers operate on our streets. Oh, so canonically, we did enter this agreement. So, in any case, we are now 2.5 hours into the game. I think this is a good time for me to stop. I am now ending the recording for YouTube. Thanks for watching, anyone watching in after the fact.